pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. I'd ask that you keep in your thoughts and prayers the brave servicemen and women serving our country, both here and abroad. Thank you. Please be seated. Would the clerk call the roll?
Councilman Mineta.
Here.
Councilman Martinez.
Here.
Councilman Gregory.
Here.
Supervisor Schaefer.
And I am here. So we have 4 present. Councilman McSweeney is excused for medical reason. He's recovering from an operation, doing well. And we're going to go into the town board meeting for today. It's Wednesday, October 8th. 2025 at 3 p.m. For those of you here for your first time, the meeting is divided up into 3 sections. The first is dedicated to the public hearings, and there are 5 public hearings scheduled for today. So if you've come in and you're interested in addressing the board on any of the 5 public hearings, we need you to come up front, fill out a card, and file with our town clerk. Second portion is dedicated to the agenda, and agendas are available on the table up front. If you're interested in addressing the board on any of the items listed on the agenda for that, we ask you to fill out a card as well. And third portion is the open portion, and that's when residents can come forward and address the board on any matter concerning town government or town services that is not on today's agenda. So when you do come forward, your name is called, please come up to the podium, speak directly into the microphone, and we ask that you state your name and address for the stenographer's benefit. We ask that you keep your comments to 3 minutes. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel live on Wednesday, October 8th at 3 p.m., there's a link that'll take you to today's agenda, so you can click that on. Take a look at it, send us a message. One of us will respond to any questions, comments, or concerns. If you're watching us at a future date and time, that link is still live. You can utilize that to get a message to us, a question, comment, or concern. We'll get back to you. So with that, we'll go into the public hearings. And the first public hearing is a public hearing on designating the premises known as 1287A Deer Park Avenue, North Babylon, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 0100-116-1-120, a public nuisance, authorizing the boarding up of the said premises and authorizing the town attorney to commence litigation. So I'll recognize Mr. Guarino.
Good afternoon, Mr. Schaefer. My name is Jerry Guarino. I'm a senior assistant town attorney for the town of Babylon. I have given all of the members of the board copies of the town attorney's memo, as well as copies of the exhibits that we're going to be discussing today. What's on the agenda for today is a revisit of the property known as 1287A Deer Park Avenue. The property is also known as Milk and Things. And the reason why this is back on the agenda is because there was a hearing last year to determine whether this property was a nuisance after 2 arrests had been occurred at the property. And since then, there was an additional arrest. So I'm going to proceed with Exhibit A, which is nuisance notice number 1. On February 7th, 2024, a gentleman by the name of Ashish Bamat was arrested for unlawfully dealing tobacco to a minor under 21. If you look at page 3 of Exhibit A, that is the certificate of disposition where this person pled guilty on January 29th, 2025 for a conditional discharge, with the original charge being, with the conditional discharge charge being creating a hazardous condition. If the members of the board would look at Exhibit B as in Bravo, that is the second nuisance notice, which was for an arrest that occurred on September 9th, 2024. Again, the same individual, Ashish Brahmbhatt, was again arrested for selling tobacco to a minor under 21. I'd like the board to note that from February 7th, 2024 to September 9th, 2024, this same individual was conducting the same activity and got arrested twice for the same exact activity. If you look at Exhibit C, as in Charlie, these are minutes of the board meeting for resolution number 780, dated October 9th, 2024. If you look at page 2, I highlighted a rather large section, which I'm not going to read into the record unless the board wants me to, but it's basically Supervisor Schaefer imploring upon the owner of the property, who was present with an attorney, how serious this matter was and how serious the board takes these arrests. Mr. Shah, who at the time and still today is the owner of the property, responded to the board, "I double make sure this time I fired that employee too, who got 2-time tickets." Now, this was after the same employee did the same thing 6 or 8 months after the first arrest. If the board would look at Exhibit D as in Delta, this is the arrest report for September 6th, 2025, where yet again, at this location, a different employee named Chin Yu, and the last name is N as in November, L, N as in November, I think it's in nil. He was arrested on September 6, 2025, also for selling tobacco to a minor less than 18. That sparked yet another nuisance notice by our office, Exhibit E as in Echo. If you look at page 2 on September 6, 2025, it says that Chinyu Lin was arrested for selling tobacco to a minor under 21. If you look at page 3 of Exhibit E, you will note that that case is still pending with an adjourned date of October 14th, 2025. My recommendation in my memo is that this property be deemed a nuisance. The board should note that even though we have knowledge of at least 3 instances in less than 2 years where tobacco products were sold to a minor under 21, if you look at my town attorney's report, page 2, there is a listing of at least 7 other arrests that occurred in the property, all for possession of controlled substances. So even though today we are discussing the 3 arrests that occurred at this property in less than 2 years, which brings it within the jurisdiction and the authority of Section 165, 5, 8, and 9 of the Town of Babylon Code, we do have information and a record of 7 additional arrests that occurred in the property. At this time, I would like to bring up Jose Rosario, who will conduct the second part of this presentation. And for the record, Mr. Shah is here with his attorney, Michael McCarthy.
Good, and we'll hear from them after you finish your presentation.
Good afternoon to the town board. My name is Jorge Rosario. I'm a senior assistant town attorney for the town of Babylon. As Mr. Guarino stated, we're here to implore the board to designate this property as a nuisance property. If I may start with a little bit of background as to the property so we can have some context into why the arrest and other things occurred there. On January 11, 2024, Councilman McSweeney forwarded a complaint from a constituent that Milk and Things located at 1287A Deer Park Avenue, North Babylon, was selling alcohol to minors and vape cartridges to minors. Information of these sales was shared to the first precinct, which resulted in the February 7, 2024 arrest of Ashish Brahmband. On Saturday, August 10, 2024, Supervisor Schaefer received an email from a constituent that, as some call it, the barn located at 1287 Deer Park Avenue, North Babylon, was selling vapes to minors. On that evening, on Saturday, August 10, 2024, Noah and Jorge Rosario were instructed to purchase a flavored vape nicotine from 1287 Deer Park Avenue, North Babylon Milk and Things store clerk, which was sold to them. If we may go to the Zoom, we do have our witness.
Sure. Just identify him. We had him.
Can you please state your name from the record?
Noah Rosario,
And please, your date of birth.
November 16th, 2005.
How old are you currently?
19 years old.
And where are you currently? Where are
I'm
you
in
right now?
Westchester, Pennsylvania.
Are you attending school there?
Yes, I'm a sophomore in college right now.
Okay. Can
Is
you?
he a Rangers fan?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Just wanted to note that for the
Okay,
record.
yeah. And a Yankees fan, sorry.
Oh, well,
Can you please tell the board where you were working on August 10, 2024?
So basically, I drive up to, the drive-through.
Oh, can you please first tell us who you're working for?
Oh, the town of Babylon.
Okay, and you're a part of the Quality of Life team?
Yes.
Okay, now please proceed.
So on this day, I drive up to the drive-through. I basically just ask for a vape, and he gives me a double-sided menu. He asks it states all the brands, all the flavors.
If I could stop you right there, when you say a double-sided menu, what do you mean by that?
I mean, all different types of flavors, all different types of combinations, different brands, price ranges, everything. So we had a big variety of vapes.
And were you sold a vape that day?
Yes, I was sold a vape.
And do you recall the brand and the item?
Yes. It was Air Bar. It was pineapple coconut flavored. It cost about $20.
Okay. Did you at any other time go back to this place? To
Yes,
any
we
other-
went back numerous times.
Do you recall going back there on May 19th at 11 a.m.?
Yes.
Okay. And again, can you please describe what happened?
It was basically the same thing. We pulled up to the drive-through, asked for a menu. If you sold vapes, he said yes. Looked at it again and bought a vape at the same cost, same situation.
Okay. So if I may direct the town board to look at exhibits F and G. F and G, you will note, has the description of the vape items. And also, I also have the items that were purchased that day here to show the town board. One of them that I'm holding is a Geek Bar strawberry banana flavored vape, and the other one is a pineapple coconut flavored vape. And both of these items do contain nicotine and are flavored vapes. If I can bring you later on to May 21st, 2025 at 12:30 p.m. Do you recall anything that day?
Yes.
Can you please tell the town board what, if anything, did you purchase at Milk and Things?
So basically on this day, we drove up to the drive-through. We asked if we could get a certain type of alcohol called Twisted Tea. And he asked if we wanted the party pack. We said yes. And he said it was about $20, so we gave it to him and gave him my credit card, and we drove away
Okay.
with the alcohol.
Did they ever ask you for any ID?
No, sir.
No ID. Thank you.
Nope.
Okay. I have no further questions for this witness.
great, thank you. Anybody else?
I do have the officer here, Your Honor,
Oh, so,
Officer Crenshaw.
thank you. Suffolk County Police Officer, yep, just bring him.
Just identify yourself for the town board.
My name is Troy Henshaw. I work for the Suffolk County Police Department, the first
Just spell
precinct.
your last name, Troy.
It's HENSHAW.
Senator, could you please tell us what, if anything, happened on September 6, 2025?
Yes, so at approximately 3 p.m. on September 6th, the first precinct investigative unit conducted an underage nicotine buy at the Milk and Things located at 1287A Deer Park Avenue in North Babylon. The investigative team utilized a minor to go up to the drive-thru at Milk and Things to try to purchase a nicotine bar. At that time, he was able to go up to the window and was sold a Geek Bar watermelon flavored nicotine bar for $35. He wasn't asked for any ID, and the transaction was made flawlessly. At that time, myself and there was other officers from the 1st Precinct investigative unit, the 1st Precinct anti-crime team, and I was in marked unit 109. We were able to identify the cashier at the store by the name of Chinu Nlin, by his New York State learner permit. The juvenile that purchased the nicotine bar was then placed in the back of one of the cop cars to be brought back to the Milk and Things to confirm that this was the cashier that sold him the nicotine bar. And it was. About 2 minutes later at 15:02 or 3:02 p.m., the cashier was placed into custody, and he was transported back to the 1st Precinct and charged with the penal load call of 260-21, which is 1 count of unlawful dealing with a child in the 2nd degree.
I don't know if the town board has any questions for the
Yeah, does
officer.
anybody have any questions? Nope. Very clear, thank you. Okay, Ms. McCarthy, just identify yourself for the record.
Sorry. 2150 Joshua's Path.
That's not working?
Hello?
Oh, there you go.
Okay, sorry. Michael McCarthy, 2150 Joshua's Path, Suite 202, Hop Hog, New York, 11788 for Milk and Things. I'm here with my client, Dilip Kumar Shaw. He's the owner of Milk and Things. Thank you very much for allowing me to be here today to speak to the town board about this matter. My client has been operating his business there for 15 years. And in that 15 years, he's tried to be a good corporate citizen. And we're not contesting what was said here today. We're not contesting whether or not vape was sold to a minor. We hope that the town board will recognize that my client is trying to do the right thing in operating a business in this town and operating it according to the law. He has tried, since this past incidents, to put in several things into place in order to make sure that this doesn't happen again. The first thing that he has done is he's installed signs all over his business that say that alcohol and tobacco is not going to be sold to minors. I do have copies of the signs if the town board would like to see them.
If you could hand them up, we'll make it part of the record.
I made copies for each of the members of the town board.
Yeah, just hand them up to Jen.
They're in black and white. Unfortunately, I didn't have a color printer to be able to print them. I do have one color copy if the town board wants to see that. But you can see from the pictures that there are several signs posted throughout the property indicating that no tobacco or beer will be sold to anyone under the age of 21. We're hoping that that's going to, in part, prevent minors from coming up to begin with, so that there isn't going to be anybody looking to purchase in the first instance. In the second instance, my client has contracted with AAA online tobacco training, each member of his staff, and he employs 4 people at this location.
Including me, 4 people.
Yeah, he employs 4 people at this location. So each of them has had to take a training program that they've all recently completed. Here is information concerning the training program. You can hand this up too. It's a course which is designed to prevent anyone from purchasing tobacco or alcohol products by informing the individuals who are working the business about the dangers of selling to a minor. There's a 4-hour class. They get a certificate afterwards. I have copies of the certificates here for each of his current employees, if the town board would like to see that too.
And would you make the 4 employees available to meet with the attorney's
Yes,
office?
certainly.
And give them a pop quiz. See how well they did online.
Yeah.
Right, Joe, you do CLEs online?
Yep.
Could you pass a pop quiz? I'm sorry. I digress.
And the last thing is that my client installed a scanner that is designed to scan driver's license, and so that he can see the date of birth of the person, whether or not it is an actual real driver's license. He can see how many times that person has tried to use that license that day to purchase alcohol or tobacco products. You can see if it was declined. There's a whole bunch of information that the scanner can actually do.
Is that, what is it, where is the scanner connected to?
It's connected to the internet.
No, I'm sorry, is it connected, you said it can see,
What happens is you take the person's driver's license.
Right.
And you put it next to the machine. The
Right.
machine can then determine whether or not it's a real license
right?
as compared to a fake one.
Right.
But can also, because of data that it compiles that's in the internet, it can tell how many times a person has actually tried to use that card to purchase that day.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of information, and I do have, information about
Yeah,
that.
if you could, that would
Yeah.
be, we would be interested in that.
So he has tried to prevent this from happening again by putting all of these things in place. As I said to you, my client looks to be a good corporate citizen for the town. As I said, he employs 4 people there, including himself, and he's been in business for 15 years. We don't want to make light of the fact that these incidents occurred. We don't want to indicate that that's not, a serious matter. But we're looking to move forward to try to make this so that we're not back here again, that there's nobody who purchases tobacco or alcohol products from my client. And we think that the signage, the license reader, and the coursework that the employees are required to now take will prevent us from coming back here in the future. And we're hoping that the town board does not see this business as a nuisance, because it has been operating for a long period of time, and we would like to be able to continue to operate.
Okay. Anything else?
Sir, the Ashish.
I'll need you to,
Okay.
you want him to speak?
No. Okay, you.
That's why you hire him. Right. Anything else, Mike?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, does anyone have any questions?
No.
I'm sorry? When did you purchase the scanner?
3 days ago.
3 days
It's
ago?
on install now.
Okay, so the
So
scanner,
if you scan the ID, they say how many year old.
well, we're gonna ask the attorneys to visit the location to see how it operates and to,
Sure.
and we'll ask you to report back to us, provide the town board with a report.
Will do.
On what you see on site, because we would be interested in that, particularly the scanner.
We will certainly be revisiting, as I've explained to council, that part of the duties of our quality of life team is revisit locations when they might not even know we're there. They will know who we'll be sending in, to be aware that, we're responding to the needs of the community and to the complaints of the community.
So, Mike, you're new to this case,
Yes.
right? And we know that last time we dealt with Vincent Bianco,
Yes.
who was the attorney of record at that time, and that was in October of '24. So we're back here a year later, after this has occurred again with a different individual. So you can understand where we're coming from, that, and quite frankly, I live in North Babylon, and word on the street is that if you're underage, that's the place to go. Nobody gives you any problem there. So we have an obligation to the residents, particularly the moms and dads, who reach out to us and say, what are you doing about milk and things? So, we're not going to make any decision today because we're going to want them to visit the location to see everything in action. You know, quite frankly, I see the signs and it says "We Card," right? That's a big sign that you see when you walk into any convenience store. Well, you have to actually do that. So these 4 employees are going to be spoken with, you know, in consultation with counsel, because we have to do something. Something's got to change here. And if you've been there for 15 years, and over the years these things have happened, you can't operate it that way. And I know you're not there 24/7. What are your hours of operation?
Morning 7 o'clock to 11 o'clock.
So you're open at 7 a.m. until 11 p.m.?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you closed overnight. So, again, I know we have concerns about it, and we've had people asking us for follow-up about what has happened there based on the most recent arrest that was done by the Suffolk Police Department. And so they're not going to let up, we're not going to let up. And again, we're not making a decision today because we want this additional information.
Sir, can I say something?
One second. And, but I want to tell you that you were here the last time.
Yes.
We appreciated your appearance. We took you seriously for what you said. And now we're back here again a year later. That's not good.
It's not good, yeah. I'm agree with that, sir.
So if you wanted to say something, you can.
Sir, last year happened 2 times. That one is Ashish Brahmbhatt was the manager who run the store, and 2 times he got ticket. That's why I fire him, and we do with ourselves. And he not work now there. There is a different employee all, and now from today we process to start every time 2 employee, so nobody can mistake in rush.
Mike, do you mind if I ask a question through you?
Sure, that's fine.
So ask him what the story was with the most recent employee who was arrested. Who was that person?
He's a Chirag Patel. His name is Chirag, and Chirag just joined 1 month ago, and we give him all demo, cannot sell to under 21, but by mistake he say he sell. He say before officer send 3 times somebody, he always ask ID and they leave. But after that customer come and he say he by mistake sell that person. And after that we give to class all everybody.
And does that person who was arrested still work for you?
No, not now.
No.
Not now. Yeah.
So the 2 employees who were arrested, the one who was arrested twice in 24.
Yeah,
and
he's gone from long time.
Right, and then this most recent person does not work for you anymore.
Yeah.
So the 4 employees are new employees. Okay.
Yeah, and you have their certificates so that they completed the course.
Yeah, so what I'd like to do, for the, you know, if the town board is okay, I'd like Jerry and Jorge to follow up through Mike, meet the 4 employees, give them a pop quiz, and also take a look at the scanner so that you can report back to us that you've met with them and how the scanner, what you saw the scanner is operating. Will do. And you might want to bring the officer or even let Inspector Forte know. Will do. So that they can take a look, because we work very closely with the Suffolk Police. That's why we're successful.
Right.
We're not operating in silos, so we work jointly with them on a lot of these locations, and it's been successful over the years.
Right.
Okay? So what we'll do is we'll close this public hearing, and like I said, we're not taking any action. Oh, did you want to?
I do
Yeah,
want
is
to
that?
ask this
I'm sorry,
question.
Councilman Martinez had one.
Thank you, Supervisor. I don't think my microphone's working, but that's all right. Are these the current conditions of your site?
Yes.
Do you
We'll
think
make
that's
sure that-
acceptable?
No, this one is a 2-year-old.
2-year-old?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like this now.
No.
It's all clean.
Yeah,
So
also.
when
We clean all debris on that time when last time I was here. After we clean all debris there. There is no debris now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're right.
Okay, great. So,
Okay.
like I said, what we'll do is we'll close this public hearing. We'll allow the attorney's office to do the things we asked them to do with you. And like I said, we're not taking any action on this today, and we'll wait for their recommendation.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you
Appreciate
for
you
being
giving us
here.
the opportunity to speak to you.
I'm sorry? No, I'm going to do that now. Yeah.
We can
Okay.
send Noah home.
Yes, Noah can leave. Yes. Thank you, Noah. Go back to watching the Ranger game
Or the Yankee game.
or the Yankee game. Is the Yankees on today? Oh, tonight. Okay. Yeah, okay. Make a motion for a new town attorney. I'm sorry. Okay, so on public hearing number one, I'll take a motion from Councilman Mineta, second by Councilman Martinez, to close and reserve. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Hearing is closed, decision reserved. Second public hearing is a public hearing in reference to amending the Code of the Town of Babylon, Chapter 4, Assessors Department of. Don't have any cards, so I'll take a motion from Councilman Martinez, second by Councilman Gregory, to close and reserve. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing is closed, decision reserved. Third public hearing is a public hearing in reference to amending the Code of the Town of Babylon, Chapter 213, Zoning, Article 22, Transfer Stations, Scrap Metal Processing and Recycled Materials Management Facilities, and Article 37, Motor Vehicle Dismantlers. Don't have any cards, so I'll take a motion from Councilman Gregory, second by Councilman Mineta, to close and reserve. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing is closed, decision reserved. Fourth public hearing is public hearing in reference to amending Chapter 2, Article 4, Section 2-8 of the Town of Babylon Uniform Code of Traffic Ordinances. No cards, so I'll take a motion from Councilman Mineta, second by Councilman Martinez, to close and reserve. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing is closed, decision reserved. And the fifth public hearing is public hearing in reference to amending Chapter 3, Article 2, Section 3-4 of the Town of Babylon Uniform Code of Traffic Ordinances. I don't have any cards, so I'll take a motion from Councilman Martinez, second by Councilman Gregory, to close and reserve. All those in favor? Opposed? Hearing is closed, decision reserved. That's it for the public hearings. We'll go into the agenda. We don't have any cards on the agenda, so we'll go right into the agenda. We have the consensus resolution agenda, and are there any items that need to be removed from the consensus resolution agenda? Seeing none, I'll take a motion.
I offer the consensus resolution agenda.
Second. All is in favor? Opposed? Consensus resolution is adopted as listed. Today's resolutions, we have Resolution 679.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Would the clerk call the roll?
Councilman Mineta?
Yes.
Councilman Martinez?
Yes.
Councilman Gregory?
Yes.
Supervisor Schaefer?
And I abstain. Resolution is approved, 3 votes in favor, 1 abstention, and Resolution 680.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All is in favor? Opposed? That resolution is adopted. That's it for the resolutions. We'll go to the open portion and to the cards. First, I'd like to just ask the clerk to include submissions from Anthony Mignon of 886 County Line Road in Amityville. There's number 1, number 2, and There's number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6 to be included in the record during the open portion. And now we'll go to the cards. Natasha Copeland? Just come forward, please, and state your name and address for the record. You can pull the microphone down there. There you go. Yeah.
Natasha Copeland, 13 Mohawk Drive, North Babylon, New York, 11703. Ooh, this is... Oh, I can continue?
Good afternoon, yes.
Oh, good afternoon. So my name is Dr. Natasha L. Copeland, the managing member of Mohawk 13 LLC and a resident of the town of Babylon since 2000. I've served the community with pride, and I come before you today with deep disappointment in how I've been treated by the very officials entrusted to protect the residents like me. What happened to me and my family is a clear abuse of power. On August 5th, I had a trial hearing, but on August the 22nd, James Harkins, Chief Marshal Anthony Cardelli, I might be pronouncing it wrong.
Cardelli.
Cardelli, yeah.
Fire marshal.
Fire marshal, sorry, yes. Came to my house went across my fence, and I have documented pictures of this as well. And the only reason why I knew about it because I was out east to the vet, and I got these alerts on my phone. So I looked at the camera and seen that they're, I think I do have a picture, that they're going over to the property. I then tried, as I was driving coming back, I tried to use the microphone thing, but I'm not really that good with the microphone that you could talk to the speaker, through the camera.
Yes,
Yeah,
on the
okay.
ring.
So they were saying that they was looking for me to put notices. I ended up making it back, and they was there. So basically, they put, and there's photos of this too. Do not enter signs, the green sign, the engineer signs on the sunroom and the garage, because they said that I was having a business out of there. I told them that I wasn't, but they said I was having a business, and I said that I wasn't.
Oh,
Okay.
operating a business.
Operating a business out of that structure. Those two structures does have a CO and all that stuff. Mr. Hawkins then showed me that there was an extension to the garage, but he know that was before I purchased the home, which I do understand my house and my problem now, so I understand that. He also went to go say about the sign that's on the property. I have a permit from the town of Babylon for a telehealth practice. He said there was nothing new with that the sign was misplaced, it shouldn't have been there, blah, blah, blah. That was it, but going way back, James, with an S, I can't pronounce his last name, he was calling, telling me to take the sign down, yelling and screaming, and I have this on recorded too. Take it down, take it down, take it down. This is in the beginning of the year.
That's James Harkins?
No, James,
Oh,
something, SC,
the ordinance enforcement.
code enforcer, yes, the code enforcer.
Schmelly?
Yes, something like that.
He's relatively new.
Yeah. So he was yelling at me, and I'm going back again. He was yelling at me to take the sign down, and I said, why? I'm not taking it down. He said, you don't have a permit. I said, yes, I do have a permit. I'm not going to put, yes, I do. No, you don't. Yes, you do. Blah, 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 blah. He said he was going to call back. He did call back again, told me, I want you to take it down. I told him I wasn't taking it down because I have a permit. By then, I had the permit information, so I gave him the permit number. He put me on hold, went to talk to his manager, and then came back and said, I will have to call you back, but it still has to come down. I did proceed to say to him, he called back again, and then another day, and then he said he did validate it. And my question to him is, wouldn't you have done all this before you call me? He's in Phelps Lanes, which I didn't know. So I said, isn't the computers all integrated that you could just look it up? Like, wouldn't you just do that? Whatever the case may be. So he still gave me fines, and he said someone was renting a house. I told him that it wasn't. It was my daughter there, but he still gave me these violations. So I went to court, I think in May, I believe it was May, and I'm not sure, I think it was Tim. There's an attorney named Tim, I believe. I'm not really,
Yeah,
tall
Tim just
gentleman.
left.
Yes.
Tim, what was it? Sorrell.
Yeah, sounds right. So I spoke to him, and he's saying to pay the fine. I told him I'm not paying the fine. Why am I paying the fine for something I have authorization for? I have a permit. I'm not paying the fine. So he said, you're going to see the judge. You're going to see the judge. I said, I'll see the judge then. August, I go see the judge, and the code enforcer, James, was on the stand, and we were going back and forth, and he said that I was rented. I told him that I wasn't, going back and forth. I asked him, because I was able to ask him, I said, you said I was rented. Who do you talk to? I don't know. Do you have a rent receipt? No, I don't know. Do you have a lease? No. So I'm Santa Claus. You know, you're saying this, I'm saying that. It doesn't make any sense. So, it's a long story. So that's August 5th. I didn't get a decision on that, what took place on that, because I'm not renting. Oh, the judge did say that. Do I think just because my daughter lives there that she doesn't have to pay rent? Yeah, because she's the owner. So no, she doesn't. You know, we're co-owners, as well as the business. So no decision was made. On August the 22nd, that's when the chief marshal and Mr. Hawkins came to the place and posted these signs on my structure buildings. But he did tell me that, you know, there was extension to the garage, and showed it to me. He showed me the sign. He was correct about the sign. It was wrong. I hired Signorama, and what they submitted and what they put down was two different things. So he was absolutely right about that. So I since talked to Signorama, and they put it how it's supposed to be. You know, the same way they submitted it, you know, they should have did it the right way. So I did do that. So you put these structures on there, these signs, you can't go in there. That was that. Then September the 2nd, Attorney Jorge, with two other officials, came to my house, to that location, and I got the alert on the camera, and I went down to go see what was there. He's outside yelling and screaming, telling me to take the sign down and put another sign on the house structure now. That the sunroom and garage is detached from the house. So now he puts it on the house and says, if anybody goes in the house, I'm gonna have them arrested. And he was very nasty, embarrassing me in the street. It was very uncalled for and very unprofessional. And I don't even know what he's doing there because he was not the attorney on record. It was a different attorney. So that's bothersome too. Now we have two attorneys for little old me. I kept writing. I want to know what I did, what was a violation, what's the reason? Because when I spoke to attorneys, they'll tell me, did it go inside? Did it have structural damage? I said, no, they didn't. So I don't know what these notices are for on the door, saying no one could go and be in there. So my grandson and my daughter was there. They had to come back to my house. I live 2 houses down. We all live in the same block.
Oh, on Mohawk.
Yeah, Mohawk, yes. I'm 13, that's 13, it's 49, so yeah. After writing, asking for a FOIA request, asking for this and writing, I finally got, last Friday, I finally got a letter in the mail dated September the 23rd of when they made a decision. So my concern is, how is they come into the house on August the 22nd and September the 2nd without even having a decision? It's harassment, it's unnecessary,
Okay.
and it's
so what-
unprofessional.
So what we're going to do is, Joe Wilson's our town attorney, and Tom Stay is our chief of staff. He's in the back. I'm going to ask them if they wouldn't mind reviewing all of this and providing a report to the town board. So they'll need to take statements from everybody involved, including all the employees, and then we'll,
What employees? Oh, by my employees? I don't have employees.
no, the employees that you just mentioned.
Oh, yeah, yes. And
Right.
James M., I don't know who James M. is.
I'm sorry?
James M.?
Well, we'll figure that out.
Oh, yeah.
He'll-
You can have
Joe's-
a copy of that, too, yeah.
Joe's a very good
Yeah.
investigator. So if you wouldn't mind just giving Joe your contact information so he
Yes.
could follow up with you?
And I could also give him the permit for the
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we'll be able to pull everything up.
Yeah.
But you can give him whatever you wish.
Okay.
And then, Joe, if you can, 30 days, give us a report. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for bringing this to our attention.
No problem, thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay. Stephen Ramada?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Just have a short thing about the use of generators at Gilgo Marina.
Generators?
Yeah, I'm Stephen Ramada, 20 Circle Drive, Wheatley Heights.
Right, thank you.
I'm a 38-year resident and an avid boater. This summer, I've noticed that Gilgo, a lot of boats have the red Honda generators on the land with the cords, 30-amp cords, run to the dock with multiple 5-gallon gas cans. And I counted 12 different boats with this.
That doesn't sound good.
No, and in the Gilgo regulations, it says generators must remain on the boat at all times, cords must not be draped over the dock, and gas containers must be properly stored on the boat. For all the people that are trying to eat, and there's a generator here and a generator there, let alone people pouring 5-gallon gas cans into a hot generator.
Right.
I've spoke to public safety, they were wonderful. I spoke to the marina people, they were wonderful. And they said, we know about it, but, you know, it has to be followed up.
Jerry Gigante is our commissioner, and I'm going to ask you to just speak to him. He's right in the back.
Okay.
And that way he can follow up because...
Yeah, it's an accident waiting to happen.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
And thank you for coming down today.
Thank you.
Paul Gustafson?
Good afternoon. Paul Gustafson, 187 Ridge Road.
Yes, Mr. Gustafson.
Sorry?
No, I said, yes, you can go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, I said you could go ahead.
Oh, I can go ahead, thank you. I'm here to talk about the proposed project in Wheatley Heights off of Little East Neck Road, and how I don't want it. Most of my neighbors that I speak with, they don't want it. We see no reason for it. I think we're all in agreement in the community that it will probably end up being vacant before the year is out, after it's built. In the interim, while it's being built, we're going to have more traffic than we can handle inside the neighborhood, let alone on East Neck Road. I don't know why Supervisor Schaefer and the rest of you are entertaining the idea that this is good for the town of Babylon. It's going to destroy the environment, both the air, the water, and most of the green stuff that grows, trees and so forth. The animals are not going to exist there anymore. All of that nature is why I moved here 50 years ago. I think it's a bad decision to continue with this, and I think the community will back me up. One other thought is, this is pretty important to our community. Holding this meeting at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, when most people in our neighborhood are working at least 2 jobs, is really offensive. The community and the representatives from the community probably can't get here. So how are you going to know what we're feeling? What we see is truth. You won't. I'm not going to say what's in the back of my mind. Well, yes, I will. That this is probably a tactic so that you don't have to hear this. And I'm really disappointed in you guys, all of you.
Thank you.
That's all I got to say.
Thank you. Margaret Hermata.
Good afternoon, Margaret Ramada, 20 Circle Drive, Wheatley Heights. I have been a resident at the same home for over 63 years. I was a child. I used to go to Phillips Lane swimming and all of that. I also feel that the industrial park proposal is a terrible idea. And there's a few reasons that it is such a terrible idea. The traffic on Little East Neck Road is at dangerous levels already. Just this morning, my husband was taking the car, trying to get across Little East Neck Road to go south. He counted over 40 cars before he could pull out. Now, this industrial park is going to have 2,000 employees. Okay, Little East Neck Road, I hope you've all been there, and you should all go there at rush hour. It's mind-boggling how you could put in that area an industrial park with 2,000 employees, plus trucks. 2,000 employees going in one way and coming out the same way. Little East Neck Road is a country road, 1 lane in each direction. Then I still haven't talked about the railroad. And that's constantly, especially during rush hour, up and down, up and down. It can take 5 railroad or lights to get over the railroad tracks. Now put 2,000 employees. How are you going to do that? You are ruining our community. Our community is such a minority community. It has so many different religions and cultures, and black and brown and white and Muslim and Asian. It's a wonderful community. And a lot of these new people that have moved in have finally been able to get the American dream. A house in suburbia with trees. We live in between the campgrounds, Kaufman and Newsstand, and this beautiful, right behind the park, and I know you know what I'm talking about, before the railroad. We had deers in there, we have possums, we have foxes. You are destroying that. Also, I live on Circle Drive. I am going to be looking at all these big trucks coming and taking down trees and bulldozers and hammer, vibration. I don't know the names for all the tools that are coming, but you're destroying it. How am I going to sit out on my deck and look at this? You say it's a 5-year plan. It's going to take years to just take down all the greenery and then put the sewers in and the buildings and the tractors, the trailers, pulling everything out. Why don't you put it in your backyard and try to sit and listen to this? This is an insane project. So we talked about the traffic, the 2,000 employees coming and going in one entranceway. There's one entranceway, okay? Then we have, I told you about the bulldozers, the noise, the dirt, the pollution that's going to be coming up on that. And we talked about the diverse neighborhood that we have here. Our neighborhood is a wonderful place to live, and we get along well, and we have so many diverse religions, cultures, and people in our community. It's a wonderful community. And, you know, I mean, I can go on what's happening with our federal government, where we just have to take orders.
Could you wrap it up?
Yes, I
You have
will.
3 minutes.
I want to know, we the people should have a say in what you do to our community. You are devastating our beautiful community, and we have a lot of people here that agree with that. So thank you.
Teresa Wallace.
Good afternoon, Teresa Wallace, 19 Foxwood Drive in Wheatley Heights. Again, my name is Teresa Wallace. I'm a resident of the Wheatley Heights community for over 32 years. I'm speaking today in strong opposition to the proposed 100-acre, $250 million industrial park that will be sandwiched between Wheatley Heights and Wyandanch. My question to you is, why here? Why between two residential communities, one which is predominantly black and brown, and the other that is mixed race? Is it because there was no other land available? Is it because there was cheaper to lease that land? Was it the path of least resistance because it was thought that some people in the community who was once referenced, the community was once referenced as a blighted community, that they would feel so disenfranchised and void of political power that they would not come out and fight for their rights? Or was it the thought that a carrot could be dangled in the faces of our community leaders with promises of givebacks and tax revenue, and that those community leaders would chase the carrot and sell out their residents? It has been reported that this project will generate approximately $5.6 million annually in property taxes, most of which will go to Wyandanch, and $2 million in givebacks to both communities. But I'd like to say that even if all the money was coming to Wheatley Heights, there's no amount of money that is worth sacrificing our air, our water, our health, our safety, and our property values. These proposed benefits are nothing more than distractions to distract us from the real harm that this project will cause. Wheatley Heights, as mentioned before, is one of a very unique communities on Long Island. In this highly polarized and politicized environment lies a beautiful, diverse, middle-class community where blacks, whites, Asians, Hispanics, and South Asians live side by side in harmony. And because we are in the Half Hollow Hills School District, it is a highly desired area. This massive project will destroy the life that we have come to love and enjoy. 9 massive 30-foot tall warehouses with over 300 trucking bays will flood our area with diesel trucks, fumes, and gridlock. With the traffic nightmare that this will cause on Little East Neck Road, frustrated drivers will race through our community seeking a shortcut and endangering the lives of our children and our families. And then you have the potential risk. There hasn't been full disclosure as to what industries are going into that industrial park. We don't know what kind of chemicals are going to be emitted into the air and into our drinking water. I ask each of you, would you want this monstrosity in your backyard? And I can guarantee you that your answer is no. I'm asking the board to shut this project down. There has to be another way for you to generate tax revenue and Wyandanch than building this project. I'm asking the board to protect Wyandanch and Wheatley Heights. Protect us like you would protect your own community. Protect us like you would protect your own children, your own families. Protect us like you would protect your own investment, and protect us like you would protect your own health and safety. Thank you.
Thank you. Tammy Palmieri. Tammy Palmieri.
Good afternoon, Supervisor Schaefer and council members. I applaud you
Just
for...
your,
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, Tammy Palmieri, Deer Park. I applaud you for renewing the moratorium on lithium BESS, battery energy storage systems, for people that are not aware. This battery chemistry is inherently dangerous, and there are no fire codes that are going to change that. And moreover, fire suppression systems do fail. To corroborate that, I am submitting to the board a report by an international insurance company, QBE Insurance, that identifies key risks, including design flaws and inadequate safety mechanisms. It goes on to say, the risks present complex challenges for best businesses and insurers. In other words, this is risky business. Speaking of insurance, is there a New York State mandate for best developers to hold a liability insurance policy to cover hazmat cleanup of the surrounding community? In such a densely populated area, how do you even put a number on that policy coverage? And what's the plan if the developer files bankruptcy, like Powen LLC just did, who, by the way, manufactured the two BESS that went on fire in Warwick, as well as one in Melba, Idaho? With the history of lithium BESS fires here and around the world, worst-case scenarios would have to be planned for. We've learned from affected communities what they wish they had in place beforehand. The developer should provide funds and/or insurance to cover at least a wind modeling service to track the smoke's toxic path of contamination and to determine evacuation plans. Air and soil testing before, during, and after the fire, which would be very important for litigation purposes. Hazmat remediation plans for affected homes, schools, and businesses. If these developers understood the true gravity of liability and responsibility to a community, they themselves may think twice about their risky business and reckless endangerment to the community you represent. Finally, despite the updated fire codes, the let it burn strategy still remains. This can take days, thousands of gallons of water, and a serious toll on our firefighters' health. Long Island relies mostly on these selfless volunteers, many of whom hold full-time jobs. They don't have to do this, and no doubt they will be told the smoke is safe. This is not sitting well with those who understand the risks and have taken an oath to serve and protect their community. Therefore, volunteer fire departments are coming together at the end of the month to form a united front regarding this issue. The meeting will take place at an ISOP firehouse, and Babylon fire departments will be invited to attend. Thank you so much for maintaining a cautious posture concerning lithium BESS in our community, allowing time for safer energy storage systems to become available. Thank you.
Ruthie Sheck.
Good afternoon, Supervisor Schaefer and Councilman. My name is Ruthie Sheck, 57 Circle Drive, Wheatley Heights. I'm coming to oppose the industrial park, as several of my neighbors already have. I have a few questions as well about the apparently finally accepted FEIS, including the fact that the traffic study potentially may have missed some of the heaviest traffic periods on Little East Neck Road and in the neighborhood. Potentially, for example, 2 p.m. to 5:59 p.m., between the hours of 2 and 3, I was myself trying to get here on Little East Neck Road and waited for that first light at Little East Neck Road and Long Island Avenue to turn 3 cycles before I could pass, and that was certainly not a peak hour. I would say that the suggestion that the traffic improvements, for example, added turning lanes and such, are things that we need right now to address the traffic levels that already exist, and not something that would potentially be able to accommodate for an industrial park with thousands of parking spaces. Even if, as the study suggests, that they won't all be there coming in and out at the same time. And I don't know how you can guarantee that that won't happen at some point, but certainly even a portion of that level of traffic added to our roads would be devastating to us. Including for potentially, emergency responders trying to get past that light, and every few minutes certainly counts. I would also state that in, I believe, number 2.15.9, there was a concern about the state of our roads that was addressed as, trucks will not be allowed in the neighborhood themselves, but only on Little East Neck Road. We have to drive on Little East Neck Road too. We have to drive on Long Island Avenue too. And the fact that, my car will need a lot more servicing, and I'll need to buy tires much more often and fill the air much more often, and replace my, timing belts more often because of this, is not keeping those cars off of our neighborhood roads is not an answer to our problem, nor is the fact that I'm not sure, I didn't see a suggestion as to how cars not from the neighborhood will be prevented from coming in and using our neighborhood roads as shortcuts, causing further traffic and danger to little children who sometimes play in the streets in our roads. I also wanted to point out that the map is inaccurate. I know because my house is on it, and my house is not on Nichols Road. I'm sorry. It labels Nichols Road where Circle Drive is. I just wanted to also ask if that is a reason that the project is designated as part of Wyandanch when it is next to a park in Wheatley Heights, behind houses in Wheatley Heights. Just a little bit curious as to the fact that there's an obvious inaccuracy in the map that you've been looking at, if that's part of what's going on. So I wanted to encourage you to not rezone this area. I understand there potentially are some more steps to be taken. I hope that you will not be taking them and rezoning this and causing extensive damage to our neighborhood and our lives. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Felicita Pitt. Felicita Pitt.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Felicita Pitt. I live at 118 Ridge Road in Wheatley Heights. I'm a little nervous.
That's okay.
I am speaking today against the building of the technology park, also known as warehouses, that want to be built on Little East Neck Road and Long Island Avenue between Wheatley Heights and Wyandanch for the proposed zoning change. Currently, we have a petition, an ongoing petition with reaching about 1,500. I am concerned, as well as my other neighbors here, about the impact that this project will bring to both our communities, environmentally causing additional air and water pollution. We already have the crematory less than 2 miles away from our community, where the asthma rate is already the highest on Long Island as of 2021 to 2023. While the data can be difficult to find, but key details are high emergency room visits of pediatric asthma related. These include emissions from the existing incinerator, nearby factories, nearby Amazon buildings, and other construction projects near the Wyandanch train station, which is less than a mile away, that brown and black children die from asthma at a higher rate than white children. This is all documented in the Children's Environmental Health Advisory Board report dated October 14, 2021, as well as other public newspaper articles. On-site equipment used within and outside of the warehouses, such as gasoline and diesel power, forklifts, generators, conveyors, and all contribute to toxic emissions. Toxic particles all impose serious environmental and health risks, especially to nearby residents, and contribute to the formation of smog. Studies show that communities that near these types of environments are often minority communities. The construction of the additional warehouses will continue to drastically alter the surrounding environment and destroy our natural ecosystems. This will lead to habitat loss, reduction in biodiversity, and disruption of natural carbon storage systems, water contamination, water quality degradation, depletion, and water and natural resources. I received just as long, as well as I received this flyer along with our neighbors. And it says, you know, safe, strong, and resilient. Clean, Operation Clean has already cleared over 100 sites and removed 300 tons of debris. Therefore, we hope that you vote against rezoning our community, against the warehouses. We thank you for the opportunity, but we also pray that you hear all of us and protect our community from being destroyed. Thank you.
Thank you. Madge Gibson.
My respects to the panel, and I just was made aware of this meeting just a few minutes before I came here. What I want to say is that I am sick and tired of being harassed by these people. My property goes into the woods. Some time ago, I got a letter instructing me to donate the part of my property that goes into the woods to these millionaires. Now, I have worked every hour of the day or the night. I have lived in my home since 1981. And I am sick and tired of all the harassment that I am going through right now because they think that age makes you stupid. Somehow your brain flew away and they can take your property. I have no intention of going anywhere. Here I stand in the name of Jesus. And I can tell you something. There's a fellow from the town that comes. Well, he was coming. He placed all kinds of big paperwork on my door. I have 2 cars. One, the guy took out the computer so it doesn't run. It's in my nice, beautiful van. It's in my yard. I have a Toyota Corolla. I am older, so I like old stuff. And there's nothing wrong with them. And this boy would come, and I see him walking around my cars, and anything he can do, he tape up big papers on my front door and the glass that the entire neighborhood can see. I did call Mr. Schaefer and spoke to your office. After that, they kind of toned down. Now, another thing. I buy water. And I don't have time to be running back and forth to return the bottles. So I'll put them, because the entire front of my house, my porch. You can't stay on the street and see what's behind there. I get all kinds of harassment about it. And they have drone over my house at night. It sounds crazy, and I don't say it to anybody. But recently, last week, or when I was talking to a neighbor down the street, she said, yes, we have been watching the drone. If night catch me out and I get home, drive up, there is the drone over my house. They broke my car a few weeks ago. They broke the Toyota Corolla. The driver's side, they got the regulator down, and they broke away around the steering wheel on the bottom. I don't know, because somebody suggested that they may have put something in there so that the drone, that had to do with the drone. But if night catch me out, sure enough, I see the drone, and sometimes I race it home. I have worked all my life. I got nothing for, nobody ever gave me a dollar bill. I raised my children. I am a nurse. I retired from the State Department of Health because I was one of the consultants who reviewed the healthcare business in New York State. I am sick and I am tired of these people. And I don't know what's going to happen, but they think that age make you stupid. It make me wise. I thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, I'll take a motion to adjourn from Councilman Gregory, second by Councilman Martinez. All those in favor? Opposed? Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.